I don't know what it is. I don't know. I've never been there.
Hold on, I got to look it up now. All right, so when's the last time you played basketball?
Oh, like competitively or
Yes,
like in my
a
front yard?
No, like in a game. It doesn't have to be like with like. I mean, it doesn't have to be.
You kept score. When's the last time you kept score in a
like
basketball game?
Game to 11, whatever.
Oh, definitely in college.
Oh, are you going to be in
college.
Saukville? Are you going to be at the new facility in Saukville?
I have no idea. It's a Mequon tournament, and it's at
Are we
Gateway Sports.
doxing Andy right
yes,
now?
it is Saukville.
Yes, that is
555 Market Street in Saukville,
so that
Wisconsin.
I believe that is Joe Chapman's new facility. So Chapman opened up the facility in Mequon, and then I don't know if he sold it or leases it to Murata. So Cam Murata of Marquette fame now runs the facility in Mequon, and Joe Chapman, I believe, now runs the facility in Saukville. I haven't been up there yet, but it's supposed to be amazing. I do also believe there are pickleball courts there. So,
okay.
Just throwing that out.
Yeah, college.
All right, I'm not
college
making
is
it
the
up.
last time I played any basketball.
I'm not making it up to Saukville. Okay, so you played.
That's fine.
Like you played like at the rec center, like pick up 5-on-5.
Yeah, we would do that. We also had a high school gym that we had access to as well that we would go play. My buddy tore his ACL there. And we continued to play 3 more games while he sat there in pain he was just like doing the Peter Griffin, like holding his knee, just going, and we just continued to play through. We thought he was like, hey, yeah, rub some snow on it sort of thing. And then we brought him to the hospital after and he tore his ACL. We're like, oh, we probably shouldn't have played those 3 other games after and just let you sit there on the side of the court watching us play.
Life happens, bro. So,
here's the thing, and I give him crap for this all the time. The play he tore his ACL, I had an absolute dime, fed him perfectly. It's a breakaway layup. It's my assist. He took my assist and decided to tear his ACL instead. It's completely unacceptable.
What did he do?
He tried to jump at the ripe age of 22, and therefore his knee exploded.
Brutal. Yeah. All right. So what else do you get? So is that where you were going, or what did you have? What else did you have for me that you wanted to go when it's just me and you? Because I was going to go WWE. I was going to go like, do you think Goldberg wins? By the way, for those of you who don't know, yes, Goldberg is fighting his retirement match Saturday night against Gunther, who is the champion. And so everybody thinks that Goldberg is going to win because WWE is stupid. But then Rollins is going to cash in the Money in the Bank and become the champion Saturday night.
Oh, I forgot about him having money. That probably makes sense. Yeah.
That's the easiest script. It doesn't make
the right thing for him to do is to go out on his back and let Gunther get that win. That's unbelievably the right thing to do.
Yes.
I will say this. Though the worst thing for them to do would be to have Goldberg win, Rollins cash in, and Goldberg win again. That would be the absolute worst thing.
But it's his retirement. Like he can't leave Saturday night with the belt.
No, but you would just do a tournament. Like it's WWE. They can just make up things as they go. So
you're right.
I'm in 2 different minds with this. This is a really fun conversation that just for you and me, nobody else.
Right.
But that's okay.
That's exactly right.
That's what
Sports
is most important here.
Sports.
AEW did such a phenomenal job with Sting's retirement and his last match.
Yep.
It felt epic. It was amazing. He and Darby Allin went out on top on the way out, and Sting was incredible. And it felt like a real epic moment in wrestling history.
Yes, because Sting cares about the industry. Goldberg does not.
True, 1,000,000%. But Sting and Darby did get the win in that situation. Sting got the win, and you went off the air feeling awesome, like $1 million bucks. And it didn't hurt the Young Bucks in any sort of way. So in general, I've been sort of the old school guy of you go out on your back and you put the Young Bucks over. And I do think in this scenario, the right thing to do is to have Gunther win. And I don't think you actually get anything out of Goldberg won the match, but then he gets cashed in on and ends up on his back anyway. I don't know if you actually get anything out of that unless you just ultimately want the belt on Rollins and it's an avenue to do so. So I could see it. I just hope Gunther wins. I
hope it's not the way it goes because I think Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase is way more interesting than Rollins as the champion.
I think that's probably fair as well.
Yeah. So, all right. So we got that. And then we have Evolution. And then we have, there's a whole Atlanta is the mecca of the WWE universe this weekend. So we'll see how that goes.
It's going to be a big wrestling weekend.
Yeah. The Washington Nationals are in town. Man, are they a dysfunctional mess.
Love it.
Brewers should be fine. I'm not worried. I know you guys
talked
about...
those are the famous last words.
Yeah, exactly. I know how it works.
It would be the most Brewers thing ever to sweep the Dodgers and then go 1-2 right before the All-Star break against the Nationals. It would be the most Brewers thing ever.
Yep. I know Tommy brought up the Drew Wagner theory with you about Mizorowski. And So we won't go any further with that. It makes everybody sad when you think about like even the fact that like even if they send him down for 2 weeks with the plan to bring him back immediately, like it still makes us all sad, right?
For sure. Like I want that guy out there every single time that he can possibly be.
You know who it doesn't
I just
want
to see him pitch.
Andy, you know who it doesn't make sad? Our guest at 10 o'clock, Jeff Hem, the Nashville Sounds play-by-play. He would love to get another couple starts from Mizorowski as a Nashville Sound.
He never goes more than 2 innings if he gets sent back down. I would say that's probably the max.
Well, except you got to keep him stretched out. You got to give him 60 pitches. Whatever that is. I think it's
maybe.
But I don't think it's innings. I think it's pitches, right?
And I also think that if we're going to have this same mindset of we are only going to give Mizorowski X amount of innings because he hasn't pitched, 85 or more innings in a season ever, like wasting him on AAA more is just heartbreaking.
That's true. I mean, you have to keep him stretched out, but you don't want to waste him at AAA. Right. It's like a double-edged sword, a two-sided coin.
Lose-lose situation.
You guys know better than I do about this stuff. I'm pretty sure if you win Rookie of the Year, it counts as a full season of in the majors, no matter what, right? Like correct. It counts as a year of service if you win Rookie of the Year.
Is that true?
Is there any sort of additional upside of him?
Why is that?
Yeah, I have no idea, but if you win Rookie of the Year, I think it counts as a full year of service. So if he gets a couple weeks in AAA, does that make his Rookie of the Year case less? Because if he just tears up the second half of the year, he's probably Rookie of the Year.
Well, traditionally, I would agree with you, Andy. The NL Rookie of the Year race is pretty hot garbage this year. So
would you say it's bankrupt?
It is not great. It is there will be a Wisconsin-connected Rookie of the Year in the National League. I can guarantee you on that. It'll either be a Milwaukee Brewer, as in Jacob Mizorowski, Chad Patrick, no, Isaac Collins, no, or it'll be Drake Baldwin, Madison's very own. So,
he's a catcher for the Braves.
Yes.
And Sean Murphy just got hot. Mm-hmm. So Baldwin, they've been splitting time basically, and Baldwin's about to lose time, which makes Mizorowski's case even. And Mizorowski's already minus 250 at Potawatomi.
Remember when I said bet him when it was plus 1,500?
I mean, how stupid are we?
We should have did it. We should have did it.
We should just
after his first start, it was plus 1,500. I was like, you should go throw some cash on it. There's no one great in the NL, and now he's minus 250.
$100 to win 1,300.
Yeah.
Now it's $100 to win 33.
Yeah, not worth it. Not worth it anymore. You guys could have had it.
Stupid. We are dumb. Andy, we are dumb here on the Mason Crosby Show.
It doesn't get much better on the Pack-A-Day radio show, which is why they're trying to replace me with AI. So I totally get it.
AI Andy's the best.
I'm looking forward to the weekend. I know you are as well, Mitch. I'm more looking forward to the Mason Crosby Show with you taking the reins today. You guys have a ton of fun. We'll talk next week, all right?
Andy, sounds great. Have fun in Saukville tomorrow. Bring home the gold. And if you don't, tell your son he's walking home.
Okay, one last thing really quick before I get out of here. My son played in a tournament. They played this. They were from Madison. They were a team that was a year older, and they were like they lost one game all season. Okay. And our team's fine, but they got absolutely annihilated. My question for you is, in a game of 11-year-olds versus 12-year-olds, you have an okay 11-year-old team, an unbelievable 12-year-old team. Mm-hmm. If you played in that game with the 11-year-olds, could you have affected the game enough to win the game?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Me personally, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
I'm throwing bows.
This is a good team. They move the ball well. They are downhill. They play good defense. You think just you as
What's the height? What's the height? Like, there's
at least two kids that would have come up to like your chest. No, they don't have that. But there's at least two kids that probably like to your chin.
12-year-olds can be 6 feet tall.
Like sure. There were two huge kids on their team. And we have like all small kids, so it would not have gone well. We lost by like 35.
Yeah.
So can you make up 35 points in two halves?
A game against 12-year-olds, I'm dropping 36 points, 100%.
I don't think you are. Tommy.
I think I am.
I don't know your game, but I can't see it.
I'm just going. I'm bodying all of them underneath right there. You telling me I can't hit 18 2-pointers? I'm getting hacked probably too. Like, okay, let's go 10 2-pointers, and then I got to make free throws. Yeah, I'm all in on that.
Just have the other four
lack
kids
of
stay back on
here
defense.
Is bothering me.
I'm all in.
All right, now I'll let you guys get out of here. You have a great show today. I appreciate you guys a ton. You're both the absolute best. Stay tuned for Mitch coming up on the Mason Crosby Show from now until 11. You can find the Pack-A-Day podcast 365 days a year wherever you get your favorite podcasts. I'll be back next week with an all-new slate of guests. This has been the Pack-A-Day radio show. Enjoy your weekend, and of course, go Pack Go.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nelles, presented by Verizon, the #1 network in Milwaukee, on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
Ya know what I mean? This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the #1 network in Milwaukee. We're live from the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. My name is Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. Tommy Wirtz is here as well. What's up, TK?
Hey, how we doing, Mitchell?
We're doing all right. You're really bodying those 12-year-olds?
Not a question.
Like, I get that you're stronger, but you don't have the height on them the way I do.
Okay.
And, like, there's 5 of them, and your teammates are pretty bad.
Yeah, I understand. I also have longer arms than any of them. And if you don't think I can be responsible for a 36-point swing between offense and defense, I doubt that. Take away every offensive rebound they got. That's not happening. And then on top of it, on the other side, that none of them are blocking me. They're not going to. I'm not saying I shoot 100%, but I'm making a 36-point swing in a 12-year-old AAU game. Yes, I am.
I think we got to go to a 12-year-old AAU game now and check out, like, because some of this talent's legit. Like, the fact that there were no 6-footers on the court surprised me.
Yeah, I also would have thought there'd be some. I did not say I'd be the tallest 12-year-old out there.
And you might be in this game, which does give you a little bit of an advantage.
It's weird. Also, I would be much more confident if being the tallest 11-year-old on a team than the tallest 12-year-old on a team.
Yeah,
that's a big jump usually for the boys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are live on YouTube at The Fan Milwaukee. You have to use the @ at The Fan Milwaukee. Log in right now, and when you do log in and watch us on YouTube, you can comment right there. So you can type into the comment box. We will see that. We will read that. But you can also get into you can get in touch with the show many other ways. The Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text line is 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. Of course, we're on Twitter at The Fan Milwaukee, at Thunder MKE, at Tommy WSSP as well. We're on the free Odyssey app. We're also now on the free iHeart app, so you can listen to us pretty much everywhere you like to listen, probably except for North Korea. Like, if you're in North Korea right now, I'm guessing those sites are blocked.
I would agree.
Yeah, but pretty much everywhere else, you can hear us. The Nationals are in town for a 3-game set. We will get to that. Doc Rivers talks about playing Giannis at point guard, which I thought we had already discussed that. I thought we had already talked about the fact that Giannis wants the ball in his hands more and that he wants to run point this year. Like, whether he's the actual point guard or what position he is. I thought we'd already talked about that. Jason Brindowski, the executive golf pro at River Club of Mequon. If you missed it on Wednesday when Mason was here, it's on the green with Mason Crosby and myself. I've told people, like, I don't golf, so I don't have a home course. But if I did, it would probably be River Club of Mequon. Living in Whitefish Bay, having a lot of friends who live in Mequon. I've been there a bunch of times. That is a can't-miss interview. You got to hear about the arcade. If anything else, you got to hear about the arcade because it is legit bomb.com up there in Mequon. Jeff Hem will join us in the 10 o'clock hour. Nashville Sounds play-by-play voice. We got to get updates on Logan Henderson and Tobias Myers, especially. But everything else that's going on with the Nashville Sounds right now. And I'm going to ask him what the best thing is to eat in the park. Like, what do the fans... Now, he's a play-by-play guy, so I don't know how much he gets out onto the concourse. But we will ask him that. We've got all sorts of other things to get to as well. It is Harley Fest. Tommy, did you know that it's Harley Fest in Milwaukee this weekend?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Yesterday, we had Jacob Wessendorf on the Pack-A-Day radio show, so he did kind of expose me to it. It always sneaks up on me though, but once it's Harley Fest, then it's like, oh my God, it's Harley Fest all around the city, right?
Yes.
So it feels like you see so many bikes, so many restaurants packed up with bikes, but every 5 years it sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And now they do it every year, but every 5 years is the big one.
Oh, is it really?
But they still do it every year. Yep. Shout out to Mommy Tommy, who is on the YouTube stream. Man, I would have dressed up if I knew Mommy Tommy was going to be on the YouTube. Mm-hmm, That's not true. I'm good. I'm comfy. It's a casual Friday. Which, Tommy, do you know what a casual Friday is? Like, I assume you understand the concept, but like, I don't know that anyone your generation is ever going to understand like what it meant to have to wear a shirt and tie to the office Monday through Thursday and then get to wear business casual on a Friday.
Yeah, I actually have always been in the industry ever since I started in radio. It's really been wear whatever you want. And then baseball teams, you get to wear khaki shorts that, and a polo. So it's not necessarily shirt and tie, but that is the attire. However,
Jake from State Farmish.
In the winter, when working for the baseball team in the winter, you got to wear jeans on Friday. Couldn't wear jeans any other day of the week. So that was similar to.
Is that still the case?
At least that was where it was at the team where I was working at the time.
Interesting.
But in Wilmer, you could not wear jeans Monday through Thursday.
Even nice ones.
Correct.
Like just no jeans.
I would sneak some black jeans in there, and they'd be okay with that.
Metallica was in town?
Right. Yeah, and but for the most part, it had to be khakis or dress pants, loafers, and then you could wear tennis shoes and jeans on Fridays.
Okay, nice. I think I wore a pair of black jeans once, like my senior year in high school, and somebody came up with that line, like, "Hey, Mitch, is Metallica in town tonight?" And I was like, "What? Like, how did this even happen?"
Well, and now you never wear black jeans anymore, so it worked.
I have one pair.
Oh,
I have one pair. Okay. I mean, like, honestly, twice a year probably I wear them. They're comfortable, but like, Metallica's not in town. So we are live on YouTube at The Fan Milwaukee. Thanks for Mommy Tommy for being on. If you want to jump on that stream, you go right ahead. Shout out to our friends at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. They are hosting all sorts of stuff for Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival. They sent out a press release, and so they have free parking for motorcycles. They have a shuttle to and from Veterans Park today and tomorrow. For all the different concerts and all the different things going on. And they're also giving away a 2025 Harley-Davidson Road Glide motorcycle. All Potawatomi Rewards Club members can receive one entry into the giveaway. It has drawings at 6, 7, and 8 p.m. today. And the motorcycle finale drawing will be at 8:30. So if you're going to Potawatomi, if you're going to go lay a little action on Quinn Priester, our buddy, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to listen to the leadoff show, which I assume it's Austin Herdina today.
Always.
Yep. Austin Herdina is going to jump on. He's going to give you a great parlay to think about. Jump on over to Potawatomi, and if you do, make sure you register for the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Road Glide motorcycle giveaway because that is pretty cool. I
don't want to change the subject too much on you too,
you
but
go right ahead.
Again, talking about our friends over at Potawatomi,
Yeah.
like don't bury the lead. What you got going on there in a couple weeks?
Well, it's not official yet.
Oh,
it's
well,
not,
okay.
It's in pencil.
I've been told by
Yes.
people at Potawatomi you're going to be there,
Yes.
so I was.
It is. I have also been told by people at Potawatomi, but it's not in stone yet.
All right, then we won't expose you.
But I guess we could tease that
it's happening.
that
regardless.
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
For those of you who are like wrestling fans or even not wrestling fans, like bars used to show all the wrestling pay-per-views. I remember I hung out at Damon's in Mequon. If you knew Damon's was like the sports bar before it became cool, before sports books were cool, where they had like 5 screens at the front of the bar, and you would go on a Sunday and you would watch 5 NFL games, or sometimes they'd still have trivia on the middle one, and they'd have TVs all around. And if it was a Sunday, there were like 3 or 4 years there where I was there from 11:30 a.m. until, if there was a wrestling pay-per-view, I'd stay till 10 p.m. And I would eat lunch, and I've talked about this before. I would eat lunch, I would eat breakfast, I would have 17 wild cherry Pepsis, and I would tip on my lunch and on my dinner. I always tipped very well. I'm a big fan of all of those in our service industry, especially who are working while I'm enjoying, like, breaking down my 24 fantasy football teams and, like, who's doing what on them. But then the WWE, like, decided to charge not per TV and not per how many people were in the bar, but how many seats were in the bar. And it priced everyone out, and so pay-per-views went away at bars because they wanted the buy rates. They wanted you to buy it at home. Well, SummerSlam is coming up August 2nd and 3rd, I think it is, whatever that weekend is. And it is going to be shown at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and I'm going to go out of my mind.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm going to lose my brain. Like, I'm so excited for this. We got Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, which we already know is going to be an epic matchup. If The Rock shows up, we'll see. It would make sense for him too, but he's been kind of a jackwagon recently, so we don't know if he's going to. Anyway, I I will definitely be there on Sunday, irregardless of what my role might be. I will definitely be. I don't know if I'll be there on Saturday, but I will definitely be there on Sunday.
Yeah, I only knew you were going one day. That's why I was trying to hype you up there. And
no,
Potawatomi, it's awesome that they're doing that. I'm not even a wrestling guy, but I do think it's awesome either way.
And you're coming. I'm going to make you come. You have to be there.
Okay.
You have to, and I will. There will be wings and chicken tenders and nachos and beer.
That'll be great.
Anything
Sounds
else?
awesome.
Is there a burger? Do you need a burger?
I would eat a burger, yeah.
I know you would, but you don't want to fill up on a burger when there's 8 appetizers to go.
Right, yeah. I like the app.
Well, I'm a
platter
big
more.
app guy.
Yeah,
So
and they got great food, all sorts of great food over at Potawatomi.
absolutely. And so if you are listening to the leadoff show today with Austin Herdina and you find out what his parlay is, make sure to get over there. And the Nationals are in town. The Brewers are hosting the Nationals. The Cubs did win yesterday, so the Brewers didn't jump any higher in the NL Central standings. But if you're watching what happened, I don't know if they were at home or away, but the New York Metropolitans yesterday, I believe, dropped a doubleheader. Let's see, were they home? They were in Baltimore. They lost a doubleheader in Baltimore. And so what that means to us is that there's a new leader in the wild card standings in the National League. That's right. Remember, 3 wild card teams make the wild card every year. The Brewers are now in first place in the wild card in the National League. They are half a game ahead of the Mets. They are 2.5 ahead of the Giants. And that's your wild card teams. The Padres are half a game behind the Giants, and the Cardinals are 1 game behind the Giants on the outside looking in. But it just when you have a little cushion like that, it just feels good. It feels good that the Brewers' hard work, that the way they've been playing, 4-game winning streak, they're now leading in that wild card race.
Yeah, and I also we give him a hard time for it. Pat Murphy, during his press conferences, just always has that curmudgeonly attitude, right? Mm-hmm. And he seems always unsatisfied. And I like that at this point for the Milwaukee Brewers because they have gotten to this point where they are the number 1 team in the NL wildcard. They're a game and a half back of the Chicago Cubs in the NL Central.
Two now. Because the Cubs won yesterday.
Sorry. 2 games back from the Chicago Cubs.
But still, 2 games back. They were 2 weeks ago, they were 6 games back.
Right. And it just seems like they're at a perfect point where Pat Murphy has these boys thinking, job's not finished. Job's not even close to finish. We are just getting started for this season right now. And the pitching staff is really getting into full fruition. I mentioned it earlier today, and we'll talk about it again on the leadoff show. What does it mean with Nestor Cortez being healthy again and back in Nashville yesterday? But everything seems like it's working out very well for the Milwaukee Brewers up until this point. And I think that they still have a taste in their mouth where they feel like they should be better. And that's really, I think, benefiting Milwaukee down the stretch.
I like that. Where as good as they've played, and especially as good as they've played recently, that they want to be better. Nestor Cortez, for those of you following along at home, not that it matters that he pitches 4 scoreless innings at single A, you would expect a major league pitcher to pitch well. But he goes 4 innings last night. The Timber Rattlers played against South Bend. They played up in Appleton. In his 4 shutout innings, he threw 54 pitches, 3 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Of the 3 hits, 2 were infield hits. Cortez said after the game, I think the most important part was to get out of here healthy. I wanted to see the velo and have the command. Velo, of course, velocity. Mm-hmm. Once I start getting closer to big leagues action, obviously, you've got to have one of 2 things. You've got to throw hard or you've got to have command. I need a little bit of both. So right now I'm working on getting out of here healthy and have some of that.
He told reporters after the game as well that it's going to be at least 1, probably 2 more rehab starts before rejoining the Major League club.
Yep, and we're not exactly sure what that's going to look like because of the All-Star break and what's going on with the teams. And so we don't know. We don't have that schedule yet, but I'm sure we'll be following it because we want to know what happens with Nestor Cortez, how it affects Jacob Mizorowski, how it affects Quinn Priester, how it affects the rest of the starting rotation. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line. It's kind of a random Friday. It's kind of a what's on your mind Friday. So feel free to text in 414-677-1250 if you have something you'd like us to touch on us to talk about. Certainly we're going to talk Brewers. Certainly we're going to talk Bucks. Again, Jeff M. from the Nashville Sounds is going to join us. He's the play-by-play voice. He's going to give us an update on all the guys down there and how they're doing. We're live on YouTube at The Fan Milwaukee. We're on the free Odyssey app. We're on the free iHeart app. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're everywhere you want to find us. Let's talk a little Giannis when we come back. Giannis has been doing a lot of talking. He went TikTok live yesterday. He also did a YouTube kind of interview type of freestyle thing. And then Doc Rivers at the Summer League was talking about how he wants to use Giannis. So as always, there's a lot of Giannis in the news. So let's touch on it next, right here on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the number one network in Milwaukee. I'm Mitch Nelles. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the number one network in Milwaukee. My name's Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. Mason back on a Tuesday. It's Harley Fest in Milwaukee. You know, it's Harley Fest in Milwaukee, and I remember thinking last week, before I realized, like, the calendar of events here in Milwaukee that every year after Summerfest, that's when Bastille Days is. Like, because there's always every weekend there's a festival down at the Meyer Festival grounds.
Yes.
And the week off they get is the week after Summerfest. They get Bastille Days. They move the festival into the middle of downtown Milwaukee. Downtown is where the action is. And that this year I was like, wait a minute. Like, I saw the date of Storm the Bastille is next Thursday. And I'm like, I've stormed the Bastille before. It's a fun 5K through the city. I don't think I'm quite at running weight right now, so I wasn't going to sign up for it this year. But I was like, wait a minute, that's not the Thursday after Summerfest. That's like the next Thursday. And I was very confused for a couple days until it dawned on me. Oh, they made Harley Fest in between Summerfest and Bastille Days. It kind of cleared it up for me, but I was very confused. And I don't know, Tommy, if you've ever done Bastille Days. I love Bastille Days. Like, I love that there's a festival in the middle of downtown where the roads are shut down and you can just walk around. There's food, there's drink, and it's like, it's cool. It's as much as I love the concept of Summerfest and all of our festivals on the lake, I think parking is atrocious. I think, the fees to get in versus just walking into a festival that there's no entry fee. Yeah, I'm paying for beer. Yeah, I'm paying for food. But I'm a lot happier paying for food and beer when I didn't have to pay a cover charge to get in.
Right. I understand where you are. I have not done Bastille Days. I really don't even know what it is, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Well, it's French.
Okay.
The French Revolution.
Right, yeah, I know the word
There's
is
a mini
French.
Eiffel Tower.
Okay.
You take your picture and pretend like you're in France.
Like you're in Nashville. I get it.
Vegas,
wherever it is.
Yeah,
right. I mean, I love a good festival for sure.
So I'm gonna throw it on your radar for next weekend. It's Thursday through Sunday.
My Tony Hess, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You should make sure you get out there next year.
Okay.
Next week. Because it really is a blast. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I am Mitch Nelles. We're presented by Verizon, the number one network in Milwaukee. I hate to let everybody down, but I ran out of time yesterday. I did not get a new phone, so it's on the docket today.
Okay.
It's on the docket today.
Blue bubbles?
No blue bubbles.
All right.
No, we're staying green on that for sure. The Milwaukee Bucks are in Vegas, and when I say that, I don't just mean the Summer League team. Like, there's a lot of players in Vegas. Doc Rivers is in Vegas. We know Giannis is in Greece. He does every summer. He goes there for a month plus. Listen, if I was Giannis, I'd go to Greece.
Absolutely.
Like, as great as Vegas is, and I love Vegas. I mean, I play blackjack. I play poker. I like going to shows. I love a buffet. I did spend 1 year when I went with Vegas with a group of my friends. We were like, oh, we're going to go to the cafe at every casino. Like, we're just going to eat at the cafe. And I was like, fine, if we're doing that, I'm getting the chicken fingers or the chicken tenders. That's all I'm ordering. And so for like 4 days straight, breakfast, lunch, breakfast, I think I did breakfast. But lunch and dinner, I just had chicken fingers. It might have been the greatest 3-4 days of my life. Chicken fingers are just one of my favorite things of all time. But so we did that in Vegas 1 year. Love Vegas. And we saw last night Booyah with the winner. The Bucks. If you missed it last night, we're playing the Denver Nuggets. I missed it. I woke up to Sparky's tweets because Sparky doesn't miss anything. Like, I don't know what Sparky does. Like, he comes in here and he's like, oh, I got to go to this youth tournament and I got to run this kid to this and I got to run. And I'm like, all right, so you're busy. I get it. Like, people are busy. And then he's on Twitter and doesn't miss anything. Like, I don't know if he's got channels set up for like literally every Bucks, Brewers, Admirals, Packers, Badgers, Marquette, Milwaukee, Wisconsin sports alert or what it is. But dude is a machine in the best possible way. It's awesome because all I have alerts set up on my phone for Sparky's tweets because I know I'm not going to miss anything if I get
Jackson the inbound.
Here it is.
He finds Booyah. Liddell all over him. The step over. He gets it up for the win.
Oh!
Booyah with the booyah. Yeah. The Bucks win on the buzzer beater.
I don't know who the play-by-play guy is. Obviously, it's low-hanging fruit. Booyah with the booyah. I mean, that's pretty easy. I feel like if Bouye ever becomes something, like he has the perfect WWE name because like he'll punch somebody in the crowd who yell, yay, and then he'll get punched and they'll boo, yay, boo, yay. He started. I watched 30 seconds of the game last night in the beginning of the third quarter. I saw him airball a one-handed like runner from the free throw line. I was like, ooh, that looks like summer league basketball to me. I think the disappointing part, you and Andy mentioned this, Mark Sears did not play last night. Mm-hmm. And I think, as much as Bouye played last night, I think a lot of those are Sears' minutes. I feel like Livingston, I've seen him play summer league every year, and every year he's better than everyone there.
Keita Bates-Diop has been in the league for 6 years.
Right now, he's just trying to hang on.
Right.
Like Livingston is a guy who, like every year, plays well. Is better than 90% of the guys there. Plays well in training camp and in exhibition games, and then never gets a shot. And so I don't know like what it's going to take for Livingston to get that shot. But just like all right, so but 1-0. The Bucks play tomorrow at 2:30 against Cleveland, and then they'll play the Clippers Sunday at 8:30. And I will be stay tuned to Sparky's tweets for updates on Bucks Summer League. We'll get to Doc Rivers Sound in the 10 o'clock hour, talking about Giannis and positions and what we think about all that. But coming up, Jason Brindowski. He is the executive golf pro at the River Club of Mequon. Mason and I had a chance to talk to him on Wednesday, but every Friday at 9:45, it's On the Green with Mason Crosby. I love the River Club of Mequon. I love the food there. I love the entertainment there. I love the arcade. You're going to find out all about that. Jason Brindowski coming up. It's On the Green with me and Mason Crosby right here on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon.
The latest on the PGA Tour. What course do you need to get out and play? What's the latest from the local golf pro? It's time for On the Green, presented by Alice Windows, Doors, and More on the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Thunder Nelles. Presented by Verizon, Milwaukee's #1 network, broadcasting live from the 1250 AM and 1057 FM The Fan Studios. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
This is On the Green with Mason Crosby. We do it every week at Friday at this time, but Mason is going to be in Bermuda, probably not golfing, though maybe.
I was trying to set up something, but I don't think I'm going to have any time.
I'll bet you are. He's out on Friday, and so we're doing it on Wednesday. We will replay it on Friday, and then, of course, we replay it every Saturday on Wisconsin Sports Weekend with Charlie and Jack as well. Mason, take it away, my friend.
All right. Yes. Welcome to the On the Green segment. And we have Jason Brindowski, head golf pro of the River Club of Mequon. You can go find them at riverclubofmequon.com. They're open. Schedule a tour. Find your home at their club. So, Jason, just, hit us up. Tell us what's going on there at River Club of Mequon and why you love working there and what a great place it is.
Yeah, thanks, Mason. Thanks, Thunder, for having me on.
You bet.
Yeah, really appreciate it. So, fantastic facility here, fantastic private club in Mequon. 27 holes of golf, which is awesome. Great to have 27 holes of golf. Full driving range, short game area, practice facilities. If you're not a golfer, we have 8 pickleball courts, 2 tennis courts, multiple restaurants. We have an arcade room for the kids.
Nice.
Outdoor pool, splash pad, fitness center. And then we also have a 500-person banquet private events facility. So we host
those big Wisconsin weddings, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then we do Monday outings as well. So charity outings, corporate outings, any of those we service. So, yeah, it's a great place to be, great place to bring your family out. Very welcoming. Membership is fantastic, growing as always. So really fortunate to be here and love working here every day.
Mason, I'm going to jump in real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jason, as a North Shore guy myself, I've been up there many times. I'm not a golfer. So I actually go into the arcade room and play the arcades. And the number of what I love.
It's not just for the kids, Jason.
It's really not.
Right.
What I love is the number of bar mitzvahs I've been there for
nice.
And so not just those, but any kid's birthday party, to see the kids take over the arcade is just I'm trying to play a game and there's 30 kids running around. It is an awesome experience there.
Yeah, it's wild. Papa shot, air hockey, everything you can.
Wow, loaded up. That's awesome. Yeah, Jason, I was looking at the website and honestly, one of the the better club websites that I've seen. It was just oh my gosh, yes, I want to go there. Tell everybody too, how can they schedule a tour? How can they come and see the facilities and look into becoming a member there at River Club of Mequon?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the website, you can find all the information to come out and take a tour. Alexandra Vrampus is our membership director. You can reach out with her. But if you're looking to schedule any outings or private events, you can get a hold of anyone here at the club. Our general manager, John Robinson, myself, Alex, John Sill, our private events director. Any of those people can help with tours or setting up any type of events. So, we welcome everybody.
Awesome. We got Jason Brindowski, the head golf pro at River Club of Mequon. Go to riverclubofmequon.com and find out all the information about this awesome club. I am watching Wimbledon right now, and I know you mentioned, so it fits into On the Green because they're playing on the grass. Sure. Talk a little bit about some of that as well. I know you mentioned the pickleball courts, the tennis courts. I saw that there's a fitness center. Are you a fan of tennis and all that? I was watching these guys, Sinner and Shelton. I think Shelton just hit one of his serves 140 miles an hour, which is insanity. But so talk about some of that fun stuff, because like for me, it's like finding a club and doing all that. It's also like, what does it offer for my kids, for my family, and all of those things. So I think those are always important as people are considering going places.
And throw in pickleball also, because pickleball obviously we know has exploded.
Did you convert some of the tennis courts to pickleball courts? I mean, pickleball courts is awesome.
Yeah, no, we did. So we originally, when we were designed, we had 4 tennis courts, and we took 2 of the farther courts away and we turned them into the 8 pickleball courts. And since we've put them in, they've been nonstop busy. I mean, pickleball is growing so fast, and it's fun. It is so much fun to be out there and playing it. Junior golf, junior pickleball, junior tennis. We have campers here all through the summer as well. Everyone gets to utilize it.
Nice.
We set up leagues and open play nights and stuff like that on the pickleball courts. So. It's really phenomenal to have that here and be able to offer our membership that.
Awesome. Jason, something we ask on the green segment to our golf pros and the people that jump on, just if somebody is getting into golf or, is established and wants to like get their game better and in better shape, coming to a golf pro, kind of what are some lessons or some things that you will start with to get them off on the right track? Just if you can tell our listeners some tips that can help them get their golf game going in the right direction.
Yeah, it's funny because it's not just for the beginners. It's not for people that have just picked up a golf club. It's for your competitive players, your high handicappers, low handicappers. Everybody that is in the game knows that there needs to be some practice involved. So some of the basic stuff that we like to work on here is obviously our fundamentals, our grip, our posture, ball position, stance, that type of thing. But again, I would say don't be afraid to try it. Don't be afraid to try anything. There's no cookie cutter way to swing the golf club. Everybody's different. So don't think that you can't swing one way or have to swing this way. It really is trial and error, and the more you can get out and practice, the more lessons you can take, the more you can kind of fight through that kind of stuff. So, but we're always going back to fundamentals. Posture and grip are 2 major factors that will really help you swing the golf club a lot easier.
I love it. Jason Brindowski on the green with Mason Crosby. He is at the River Club of Mequon. You can check it out at riverclubofmequon.com. Get out there, schedule a tour. Get a charity event rolling.
Yes.
It just looks amazing. I have not played River Club, so Jason, this is my little plug. I need to, next time I'm in town, I'm coming to see you.
Out.
All right, and maybe you could help me out because we talk about the. I talk about the mental side of the game all the time. Obviously, what I did for a living, very mental. And so how could you help me if I'm over a 4-foot putt to win a match and I'm more nervous over that than, kicking a 50-yard field goal to win a football game? Do you think you could help me overcome that?
Well, here's the deal. I mean, it's routine, just like it is with kicking, right? You have the exact
practice,
routine that you're doing. So you have a routine. As soon as you put that ball marker down or you put that golf ball down and pick up that ball marker, you're going through that routine, whether it's 2 practice strokes, check your grip, look at the golf ball, look at the hole, back at the golf ball. Those types of things can kind of ease the mind and ease the mental side of things. So you're not thinking about missing the putt or, if this is to win your Nassau or your bet with your buddies or anything like that. So
I love that.
Really hammering that routine down helps kind of ease all that pressure.
Nice.
That's definitely what I did on the golf or on the football field, but on the golf course, sometimes I just go and it's more fun to pound, try to hit 300-yard drives than go on that putting green and grind over some putts.
Definitely here today.
Jason, tell us a little bit about the member guest event you got coming up.
Yeah, so middle of July here we have our men's invitational, which is called the River Cup. It's our member guest. We have 72 teams with 72 guests that come out all across the country. Nice. We play 5 9-hole rounds. Everyone gets flighted based on handicap into 12 different flights. And then we go out afterwards with all the flight winners and some wild cards, and we do a big shootout. So then everyone gets to drive around, and the bev carts follow, and we have a great time. Obviously, food, drink, award ceremony, dinner with the spouses afterwards. It's a fantastic time.
That's
Love
awesome.
that.
Yeah, member guests are so much fun, and that aspect. You bring the wives out for that first little time, and you let them kind of see what's going on. You keep it a little tame, and then the festivities start for the next couple days, right?
Yeah, they have a great time out there.
Well, I was a member at Oneida Country Club for a long time when I played in Green Bay, and I could never play in the member guest because it was during training camp. So as a member, I never got to do that, and but now I actually go back as a guest these last couple of years and play.
Yeah.
So it is such a fun time, and it's awesome that y'all do that. I know that's a huge undertaking for you and your staff, though. So we'll be wishing you luck as y'all prepare for that and get that ready, and then take a breath after.
Nice.
So so tell last kind of couple things. I know Mitch has a question. He talked about the arcade, but I do think Mitch needs to ask his question because I think a lot of listeners will resonate with this.
Well, and because you mentioned the couple of restaurants, so I've eaten at the bar before. I've eaten in the restaurant before. I brought my mom and my wife there for Mother's Day a few years ago. But last summer I was there for one of my buddies who is a member had his birthday party kind of in that downstairs bar area. And the food was fantastic. But I got to ask you, what's your favorite thing to eat at the River Club of Mequon? Like, you get to take anything from the menu. What is your go-to on the menu at any of the spots there?
I'm pretty simple. So I love the good turkey club on a wrap. That's my go-to lunch order here. And the fries are great. Chips are great. So I'm definitely going with the turkey wrap.
Nice. Awesome.
Y'all, do you offer a buffalo chicken wrap or a buffalo chicken of any sort?
Yes, we do.
Okay. I don't know why. Like I'm a simple guy as well, and it's like every time I go to a golf course and they have a buffalo chicken wrap, that's going to be my go-to. So I'll definitely be crushing that whenever.
That's always a good one. That's always a good one.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, we got Jason Brindowski on the green with Mason Crosby. He is at the River Club of Mequon. Go to riverclubofmequon.com. Check out all their wonderful things. Where is your membership primarily? Like, do you have people from all over the area of Milwaukee, or is it, like a community tighter group kind of around the club? Like, kind of what is your demographic there usually?
Yeah, we're definitely set inside of a community. We have a lot of housing around the facility where we get a lot of our memberships, and then obviously within Mequon area. But we have members from Saukville and Port Washington all the way down to Tosa and in Milwaukee and South Milwaukee, Oak Creek. So they are driving a long ways to get here up 43. But yeah, it's pretty much all over.
Nice. And just before we let you go, just give a little plug. What do you feel like sets River Club of Mequon apart from some of the other clubs in the area?
Yeah. Well, this is our 5th year anniversary with our corporate partnership with Heritage Golf Group. They're based out of Virginia. They own a lot of facilities up and down the East Coast, and then out into the Midwest, a couple in Illinois. We're the only one in Wisconsin owned by Heritage Golf Group, but since them purchasing us, it's been fantastic. They've sunk a lot of money into the club, the pickleball courts. We did a bunker renovation, new restaurant downstairs, as Thunder was talking about. So yeah, I think having that in our back pocket with the Heritage Golf Group, they've been phenomenal. And again, we really appreciate everything that they've done for the club, and it's thriving. Our membership is the best it's been since I've been here, and hopefully that continues.
Awesome. Well, Jason, I really appreciate you jumping on the green here with us on Wednesday. We're usually on Friday, but appreciate the adjust. And I'm actually, I don't know if you've ever been to Bermuda and golfed out there, and I was looking at a few. There was a course called it's the Mid-Ocean Club, and it's designed by, I'm blanking on his first name, but McDonald. It's an old traditional, old school course, and everybody like famous. I mean, they've had presidents, all these things. Like, that's the place to play. And I set up a tee time, and then I was told I couldn't play. So you do what you're told, sometimes. But yeah, so go to riverclubofmequon.com, check it out. Either go schedule a tour, go see the facilities, get an event going.
Grab a bite to eat
over there.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or become a member or become a friend of a member and go the member guest.
There you go. That's the best way.
Can I
be a
plug one
friend,
of our
share a
events?
friend.
Yeah.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so September 13th, it's our Heritage Cares event. It's going to be a 4-player scramble. This is open to the public, so you do not have to be a member to participate. And again, it's called Heritage Cares event, and it benefits, every year we choose a different charity to work with. This year we're choosing Ronald McDonald House of Southeastern Wisconsin.
Nice. They're great.
So half of all our proceeds will go to the Ronald McDonald House, and then the other half goes to our Heritage Golf Group Employee Foundation. So all of the clubs from Heritage put on this event, and this Heritage Golf Group Employee Foundation money goes to any of the employees under Heritage Golf Group that are struggling or need any assistance with anything family-wise or work-wise or health-wise. So a really important event to us. And again, we're open to the public, so hopefully we can get a lot of people signed up for that.
All right, awesome. And they just go to the website, that riverclubofmequon.com, and they can find that info?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Well, Jason Brindowski, head golf pro of River Club of Mequon, really appreciate you jumping on the green with Mason Crosby and Mitch Thunder Nelles on the Mason Crosby show. And I can't wait to get out there and tee it up. So maybe you can give me a couple lessons while I'm there as well.
Definitely. Thank you guys for having me. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jason.
Lot,
Great job.
All right, go Pack.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, Go Pack. Gets the Go Pack in there at the end. I love it. Jason Brindowski, head golf pro at River Club of Mequon. Thanks for joining us on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. In the second hour of the show, Mason, we've got some more Bucks talk to get into, some more Brewers talk as well. Can they complete the sweep today? We'll get our leadoff show specialist, Tommy TK Wirtz, to give his opinion. Tom Selleck, he's got the Tigers hat on again today.
You guys just want to give me a nickname so bad, and you know I'm just not a nickname guy. Like Tommy is not my government name.
You're all the names, man.
Tommaso Wurzenheimer. Yeah,
okay. Tammy is still my favorite.
Nice. We will figure that out. Remember, Mason, Jordy Nelson, Brad Jones, and others will be at the Beloit Brouhaha Softball Slam. It's a charity softball game July 27th at ABC Supply Stadium. There'll be football legends, Wisconsin and Illinois, influencers and celebrities, and the money raised goes to Make-A-Wish Wisconsin, an amazing organization. So, register for your chance to win tickets at thefanmilwaukee.com. That is thefanmilwaukee.com. More of the Mason Crosby Show, the second hour, coming up here on The Fan, 1250 AM, 105.7 FM. And a reminder that all of our shows are available on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to The Mason Crosby Show. Catch the full episode, listen by individual hour, or jump straight to the highlights. Just open up your favorite podcast app, search The Mason Crosby Show, hit the follow button so you get every minute of the show your way and on your time. Obviously, we want you live and listening to us, but if you're not able to do so, or if you're only able to do so some days a week, we still want you to interact with us. So listen to it, but then also shoot us a tweet, shoot us a text, shoot us some feedback, because we want to hear from you.
Jump on, whenever you're driving home in the evening, just jump on, put us on the show, on the podcast. It's a good way to get all the little tidbits without having to be here at 9 to 11 every day.
Amen. More of the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, next.
Yep.
This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the number one network in Milwaukee. My name's Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. Once again, thanks to Jason Brindowski for jumping on from the River Club of Mequon. And if you were listening carefully, you could hear that Mason and I did that interview on Wednesday when Mason was here, not with his feet on the beach in Bermuda like he is right now. He'll be back on Tuesday. The Brewers start a 3-game series tonight against the Washington Nationals. And remember that Sparky will go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports this afternoon at 3:20 on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan, and free on the Odyssey and iHeart apps. Well, we've been talking Brewers. We've been talking a lot of, the young players and what could happen when Nestor Cortes comes back, what's already happened with a number of the players on the team and who has options, who doesn't. Well, to join us now on the Mason Crosby Show with me, Mitch Thunder Nelles, to talk about some of those comings and goings and how everybody's doing in Nashville is play-by-play voice of our Nashville Sounds, Jeff Hem. Jeff, welcome to the show. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for jumping on. I know Mason's off today, but I also know that Mason is really figuring out his schedule and trying to get to some games this year. So when we get him, because he lives in Brentwood, so when he gets to some games, we'll have to get him up in the booth with you for an inning or something like that, or whatever you're allowed to do with the Packers all-time leading scorer.
Can you get him to throw out a first pitch? Somehow he's never thrown out a first pitch at a baseball game at American Family Field, and it feels like Nashville. I mean, they've had their time. Nashville can be the first time Mason Crosby throws out a first pitch.
That'd be great.
Yeah, let's do it. We need to make that happen. I'm surprised he's never done it in Milwaukee, but we can do it in Nashville, and we'll kind of stiff-arm the Titans and welcome in one of the all-time Packers greats to throw out the first pitch. Let's do it.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Jeff Hem joining the show. Jeff, I want to talk a little bit just in some recency. Yesterday, we saw Nestor Cortes on a rehab assignment. We've seen a number of rehab assignments coming through at Nashville. Blake Perkins was one of the more recent ones, and he got a little banged up in that process. What did you see during that? And it sounds like it's not super serious, but as far as looking to join the Major League Ball Club, you have any more information on that from what you've heard over in Nashville?
Yeah, we're in Durham right now in the middle of a 6-game series. Game 4 is coming up tonight. And I think Blake, if he's not going to be here for tonight's game, I think he's coming back sometime this weekend to resume a rehab assignment. So again, what's it been, about a week or so, a little more than a week, I guess, since he suffered that little groin injury. I noticed it in the at-bat that it happened. He kind of planted his foot to take a swing, didn't take the swing, and then as he kind of regained his footing, you could tell he felt something, and he played another inning and then came out of that game. It's one of those where, as the broadcaster, you notice it. You don't always bring it up right away on the air, but you kind of file it away in the back of your mind. And then the next day, I found out he had a groin strain. I bet it happened in that 5th inning at bat. Didn't look, obvious. Didn't look significant. Didn't look like he was in absolute agony. So encouraging that he's only missed about a week and that he can resume a rehab assignment sometime, if not tonight, sometime this weekend. Get a couple games in before the All-Star break. I think that would be really helpful for everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've talked about here in Milwaukee how well Collins has played in left field and that the Brewers outfield seems pretty good, but they're definitely missing that piece of the guy who can be that backup, fill-in, center and right field, because we've got a glut of left fielders or guys who think they can play left field, or the Brewers think they can play left field, but we're not quite sure about that, and Blake Perkins would certainly be that guy to fill in there.
Well, I think he just gives the Brewers options because they've got, like you said, they've got a lot of guys who can play at least a couple different spots in that outfield, if not every spot in that outfield. And Perkins is definitely in that group. I mean, he's a center fielder who could play the corners if they need him to. And I am so, I know this wasn't your question, but I am so happy to see what Isaac Collins has become for that club. Where would they be without Isaac Collins? Where would they be without Chad Patrick, who's going to start here for the Sounds tonight in Durham with no room in the end right now in that rotation with Woodruff coming back? What a great problem for the Brewers to have Chad Patrick, Tobias Myers, and Logan Henderson in this Sounds rotation. But Collins was a guy that on opening day of last year was just happy to be at AAA and not to have gone back to AA. And then by the end of May, it was like, how could you not have this guy in the lineup? He was producing every single time. And then this time around, getting a shot in the big leagues and running with it. That's what you need if you're the Brewers. And they just are so good at they're good at finding the really high-level prospects that we all know about. They're also really good at finding those under-the-radar guys. And Collins, was kind of a roster afterthought last year at AAA, and now he is indispensable in the big league lineup. It's really cool to see when those kind of stories develop.
Jeff, I know you're at Nashville right now, and the season, it's going pretty well so far. You've had no first half championship, but trying to go after it now in the second half. Do you feel, though, that you are at one of the more, boring sounds like the wrong word. I don't want to take that, but it feels like there's top prospects at every level right now for the Milwaukee Brewers, and Nashville is kind of in that middle spot right now where it's a lot more veteran guys who are on those minor league deals, and you're waiting to see if a Cooper Pratt could make a jump up from Double-A, or you're waiting to see what Low A and High A can bring up right now. Who are some guys, I guess, just at Triple-A that you do think are going to crack some major league rosters here in the future that are going to be some pretty exciting pieces to keep an eye on right now? I mean, Logan Henderson seems like an obvious choice because we've seen him in Milwaukee and everyone was impressed with what they have, but it seems like it is the level right now that is just stuck in this purgatory because there isn't the top end prospect there yet, and a lot of the guys are major league veterans already.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from on that. I think it's, in my experience, these last few years with the Brewers and just my experience at AAA overall, when you've got a parent club contending the way the Brewers are, I would say more times than not, the AAA team is going to be built a little bit older, a little bit more veteran, because if they need to call up somebody, I think 9 times out of 10, you like the idea that player maybe already has their feet wet at the big league level. I mean, I think of the Sounds bullpen right now. These may not be the sexy prospect names for the Brewers, but you've got Elvis Peguero, you've got Yoel Payamps, who's really turned some things around. You've got Brian Hudson. Those are 3 guys who've been big contributors to the Brewers in the last year or two on the position player. And then you mentioned Logan Henderson in the starting rotation, and Tobias Myers and Chad Patrick. So pitching-wise, I think they're good. You're right. A lot of the big-time prospect names are down at Double-A, if not lower. The Sounds do have Jefferson Caro, who's looked really good these last few weeks, coming back from the long road back from his shoulder injury. Yep. He's hitting the ball great. They're being careful with how much they catch him, because they don't want to injure, even not the shoulder, but injure other parts of the arm if the shoulder still has those dozen bolts in it from the surgery. So he's DHing some to keep the bat in the lineup and catching a couple times a week. So I think the roster is built in a way, I'll put it this way, the Brewers are already very young at the big league level. If I'm them, I'm thinking, all right, what older guys, what veteran guys, what big league experienced guys could we build with at AAA? So if those guys come up, they've already got their feet wet. Andrew Vaughn is a perfect example of that. He's not going to be in a prospect ranking, but look what he's done since he's come up to the Brewers. He's jumped right in and not taken what some young guys need, is that little bit of runway of acclimation. Vaughn doesn't need that. He did that a few years ago for the White Sox. And when you're a contending big league team, I think you like the idea of maybe a comfort level, if you're Pat Murphy or the front office, of more of a plug and play with a guy like Vaughn.
Absolutely. Jeff M., play-by-play voice of the Nashville Sounds, joining us today on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. And I know we touched on these names, but I want to get a little more in depth with Logan Henderson, Tobias Myers, and Chad Patrick specifically. 3 guys who have seen real success at the major league level. I mean, Logan Henderson comes up here, blows everybody away, and there was a little furor up here in Milwaukee when he got sent back down because of how well he pitched. Tobias Myers up here all of last season with a 3 ERA. I mean, truly a stud last year. Maybe it's mechanics, maybe didn't get all the way back healthy this year, but certainly pitching well for you. And now Chad Patrick, again, Chad Patrick wasn't even supposed to be in the starting rotation, and at the time he got sent down, he was tied for the team lead in game started. He was just a couple innings off of where Freddie Peralta was. Absolutely, we talk about guys on our team being dogs, and Collins is a dog. Chad Patrick is a dog. How do you see these 3 guys progressing this season? What do you see in terms of what they're going to give to the Sounds, but what also they could potentially give to the Brewers at some point, knowing all three have had success at the major league level, but now, and then continuing that, how do you stay mentally strong when you know you've succeeded at the highest level and now you're sent down a level? How do you stay positive? How do you stay strong?
Yeah, it's a great question. And again, I go back to there's kind of a couple ways I look at this. From the player standpoint, of course, they want to be in the big leagues. They're thinking, come on, man, I did everything I could. How can I not stay? That they should feel that way. You want them to kind of be a little ticked off if they're getting sent down, because it means they did well. From the front office standpoint, you're thinking, what a great problem to have that we have essentially an 8-man big league rotation because these three guys are down at AAA. The fan in us, it's easy to think, how could they send those guys back down? You have to also kind of the roster puzzle factors in. Who's got options?
Right.
I also would remind fans that, again, the player, their mindset is different. But from a roster construction standpoint and kind of the evolution of becoming an established big leaguer, this is usually how it's supposed to go. Very rare is the player who gets called up and never gets sent back down. I mean, I remember early last year, it was like, well, they're going to option Jackson Churios. He's got to figure some things out maybe. He was able to find his way without having to come back to AAA. 2 years ago, Bryce Terang came back down for a couple of weeks. It's kind of supposed to work that way because it's just not a linear path. So I'm not surprised that these guys have come back, but I'm also not surprised that they've done well. Your question is a great one about how do they stay mentally sharp when they're down here. I go back to Chad Patrick. I was so impressed with his season here last year when he wasn't getting called up, and he was dominating by this time last year. And it was sort of like, what more does he need to do? When will he get a shot?
He won the Triple Crown last year, right?
Yes,
he was the Triple Crown winner in AAA. Yep.
Yes, he did. And Logan Henderson joked, he goes, I think he won the septuple Triple Crown because he led in like 4 other categories. But the main ones, yes, he led in those. So, but at this time last year, if you're Chad Patrick, it would have been really easy to think, well, they're not going to call me up. I'm doing this well, and I haven't got my shot yet. His season could have gone down the tubes. He kept doing his thing. That shows you some pretty strong mental toughness, in my opinion, that he finished that year as strong as he began it and didn't get the call up. And I think Logan and Tobias and Chad, I think they get it. They don't like it, but I think they get it. They understand who's in front of them and kind of the pecking order of that rotation. So, again, they're not happy. You don't want them to be happy, but I think they get it. And I think I think they also know that in a moment's notice, they could be back up there and they could be asked to jump right in. So you've got big league success under your belt. You've got a contending team that may call you back up. That right there should be motivation enough to keep doing your thing. And their performance down here, we'll see about Chad tonight, but Tobias and Logan, their performance has shown that they've not had any kind of mental letdown of the disappointment of coming down. They've looked great. They've also taken the opportunity to work on some things. I think that is worth noting, that when the pressure's off down here for Henderson, he can throw his slider a little bit more. He can work on his cutter. He knows the fastball and changeup can get big league hitters out. I think Chad Patrick, slider and changeup need a little bit of work to keep getting big league hitters out. He knows that. I would imagine his usage on those pitches tonight will be up a little bit because he's got the pressure off and the chance to work on those things down at AAA. So they've come down with some marching orders, which I think is also important for them to think about what they can work on and not just kind of bide their time and hope for a chance next week or 2 weeks or whenever it might come.
Jeff Hem of the Nashville Sounds play-by-play broadcaster joining the Mason Crosby Show on the Gruber Fan Guest Hotline. Jeff, do you feel that everyone being excited about Jacob Mizorowski, you were like, been there, done that already? I already knew this guy was going to be awesome, and all you guys are just late to this party, almost like a bandwagon fanship right now, because I got to talk. So I've talked with Mitch and Mason on this show before that I had a friend who went to Crowder College with him. So, once he was drafted out of Crowder College, I asked him, what's up? What's the deal with this guy? And the one word he used was nasty. And that was back in 2021. 2022 rather, when he got drafted. He said, the slider is wipeout and he throws 100. What more do you want? Well, now he's got 4 pitches up here at the big league level. And I mean, just talk about that experience where you got to watch Mizorowski this year. You see him grow throughout the years now as well in the organization and with Nashville. And now he comes up to the big leagues, and everyone loves the guy already.
Yeah, been there, done that, guys. This is old news. I don't need to talk about this. No,
Yes.
I wouldn't say that. I think, look, there's always an unknown when a guy goes up to the big leagues. You see the success down here. I can think about this with Chad Patrick. I can think about it with Logan Henderson and Tobias Myers. And I think Jacob Mizorowski may be in a little bit of his own category because of the elite fastball, but he still got to the point that those other 3 had gotten to, where it was the overall arsenal, it was the overall command, it was the overall consistency that told you, okay, this guy's ready. Yes, raw stuff. Mizorowski probably could have had some big league success a little while ago before the call-up, but the full picture came into view for him more recently, and that's, I think, what really told the Brewers that he was ready. But I've seen it. You watch enough AAA ball over the years, you see guys where like, oh, he can get it done at the big league level, and then they don't. And you see some other guys where like, well, I have my doubts. Let's see how it goes, and they become really strong big leaguers. So it's never an exact science, and that's kind of what makes it fun when a guy goes up, because you have in your mind an idea of how you think they can do or what they might need to be successful, but you never really know until they get up there and they get a chance to sink or swim. I felt pretty confident that Mizorowski was going to swim and not sink. I don't think anybody really deep down could have predicted that he would be this dominant, this.
Yeah, he's not just swimming; he's Michael Phelps, Jeff, right now.
Right. No, it's rare that he takes, that a call up takes the big leagues by storm. I mean, when you get, acquaintances of yours who aren't big baseball followers that have heard about Jacob Mizorowski, that's when it's extended a little bit beyond the greater baseball ether. So you're right. This is a different beast, but the commonalities are the same from the sense of you still never really know how a guy's going to handle it when he gets to the big league level. But I do also think there is, again, a commonality to me with him, Henderson, Patrick, and Myers. And that is all 4 of those, to me, having watched them enough at AAA, are slow heartbeat guys. They're not panic guys. They give up a couple of hits. You don't see this grand change in their body language, their business as usual. I do think that's a key ingredient for big league success. They're not, well, what's this mood going to be like today kind of guys. They are even keel. And I do think that helps with big league consistency. And Mizorowski had that. It doesn't mean that they're not amped up or that they're not confident, but
Sure.
if things are ebbing and flowing in the inning, you don't see these grand changes in how they present themselves. It's like, all right, give me the next hitter. I'll get him out if I didn't get the last guy out. And you see Mizorowski showing that at the big league level. That is something that we did see at AAA, and I would put that in the same group as these other few young potential Brewers standouts.
Jeff, one more question for you here. It probably should have been near the beginning of this segment as opposed to the end, but I'm just curious as how you found your way into minor league baseball and to the Nashville Sounds. I have some experience in summer ball, like for 4 seasons, 4 different summers I was out in.
Whoa. Tommy, are you announcing that you are looking
No,
for a
I'm
play-by-play
just curious.
job?
I
You're
love
done with the Mason Crosby show?
I know the grind. He texted me yesterday or 2 days ago. He's like, "Oh well, if the hotel Wi-Fi holds up, I'll be on the stream." And I've never felt and resonated more with a guest we've had on this show, because I've been in those hotels where you're making that grind and you got a TV in there. Looks like it's all right. I mean, that could be worse. But I have stayed in these Motel 6s and traveled around, to North Dakota, to Northern California, and all over the place. I just wanted to hear your timeline as to how you are, where you were into how you got to where you are now.
Yeah, I got my start out of college in Class A ball and did 7 years in the Midwest League with the Kane County Cougars in suburban Chicago. So I've stayed in some of those hotels. Now, AAA is not the big leagues. We do not travel luxuriously or by charter. We do stay in much nicer hotels than some of the ones I was in years ago in A-ball. So we're in a very nice spot here in Durham. I don't want to slam their Wi-Fi. It's held up wonderfully. So we're in good conditions here in AAA. But minor league baseball, I think, for anybody who wants to get into play-by-play, presents great opportunity to get reps. That's really what you need when you're early going. You know what that's like, Tommy. Like you just need to go call games. And you can do that in basketball, or you can do that in football or hockey. But the nature of the baseball schedule, the length of it, presents great repetition to go day after day after day. So it wasn't for me like, oh, I don't want to do those other sports. It was just, I like baseball. Baseball presented the first opportunity, and then one thing leads to another. And I still do some other sports in the off season of baseball, but baseball has sort of paid the bills for a while now. Got to the Sounds in 2012, moving up from A-ball to AAA. In that sense, it kind of worked like it does for a player to try to climb the ladder.
Nice.
Love it in Nashville. I think like any player, broadcasters have aspirations too of big league this or other sports of that. But I love Nashville. We're very happy there. We're very fortunate to be there. It's a great city. It's a great market. They really support the Sounds. We've got a wonderful ballpark. So I feel very thankful where I'm at. And I would put this hotel in that category too, being thankful where I'm at, because the Wi-Fi has held up for me to join you guys.
Yeah,
it sure has.
Yeah. You can imagine the Wilmer budget of Minnesota is the exact same as the Nashville Sounds, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy, we'll get you there, I promise. Jeff Hem, play-by-play voice, Nashville Sounds, joining us. And my final question, kind of in line with that one, is like, as you're speaking to the Milwaukee audience and the Brewers fans who, like, the Milwaukee-Nashville connection is a very strong one. We know it in baseball. We also know it in hockey. And so a lot of Nashville's just has blown up in the past decade as a destination spot, a fun place to go hang out, a great city. I've been there a number of times. I have family on the eastern side of the state, and so oftentimes we meet in Nashville to hang out. But for fans who've never been to a Sounds game, Milwaukeeans who've never been down there, never been to Nashville. We could talk about Broadway and all the things Nashville has, but take us a little bit into like what type of experience are we going to have when we come to a Sounds game? What's the best thing to eat at a Sounds game that we can't miss? Those sorts of things.
Well, Nashville's all about the hot chicken, and so we've got hot chicken at the ballpark that fans can certainly enjoy. You'll see a little bit of everything at our games. As you guys probably know, at the AAA level, you've got to try to have a little bit of something for everybody as far as what might draw someone out to a ball game. No doubt, we've got the baseball covered with winning teams pretty much every year now with this Brewers affiliation. So the baseball is going to be great, but we also, as a front office, try to create fun with the promotions and the fireworks and the giveaways and the food and activities for kids. So I think it's a pretty well-rounded fan experience when people come to our games. We're considered a downtown ballpark, but it's on the north side in an area called Germantown, which has its own ecosystem. And the cool thing about where our ballpark is located is it's on the grounds of where baseball originated in Nashville back in the early 1900s, with minor league ball, with Negro League teams that used to play there, with barnstorming teams. It's a pretty cool list of guys who have played a ball game in Nashville over the centuries in one way or another. So we do a lot around the ballpark with little like mini monuments and markers to try to kind of tell the historical perspective of baseball in Nashville. But you're right, there's a cool symmetry with Nashville and Milwaukee. And our fans have really grown to become Brewers fans because we were with the Brewers for 10 years, from 2005 through 2014, before switching affiliations. And then when MLB kind of took over operations in the minor leagues in 2021, they put us back with the Brewers. And we were like, hey, great, we know the Brewers. Yes. Our fans know the Brewers. So what's it been? Well, I guess that makes it 15 of the last 20 years of Sounds baseball have been as a Brewers affiliate. So we saw Weeks, we saw Braun, we saw Fielder, we saw Gallardo, Hardy come through the last wave of Brewers stars. And now we've seen Frelick and we've seen Terang and we've seen Churio. So that part of it is really cool for our fans to have some consistency with the Brewers, even if geographically we're not in the backyard like they are up at Appleton.
Nice. Well, Jeff, I don't know exactly when it will happen, but Tommy and I are definitely planning a road trip to Nashville to meet up with the Crosby family. He's got 5 kids, so you're gonna have to feed a whole crew. But we're definitely gonna find a time to make it to Nashville. We'll all grab a bite to eat together and hang out, and maybe we'll get Mason to throw out a first pitch and see if he can hit 80.
I was going to say, how do you think he would do on a first pitch?
He would kick it harder than he would throw it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's guaranteed. I've seen him throw. You know how it is, Jeff. When guys who think they know how to play every sport and then they throw a baseball on a first pitch and it looks like 50 Cent. So that's what I would predict.
It won't be that bad. It won't be. Come on.
I don't know. I have low faith in him.
He is an athlete.
Yes.
Yeah, but he'll probably, he'll take something off it and he'll try to make sure it looks good. As opposed to like Tommy or I, who will just like rear back and throw it as hard as we can.
It'll be the last baseball I throw.
Right,
I promise.
It'll hit the backstop and like we'll probably hit a bird or something.
It sounds like from a confidence standpoint, Mason would do this from the mound. He would go to the pitching rubber.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm not sure he would. I'm not sure he would. He would talk about it that he would, but then when he gets out there, he'd be like, "Nope, I'm safer doing it lower down," because it's
we're
it's
gonna make
different.
this happen.
Okay.
We will definitely make it happen.
We're gonna have to.
Nice.
We're gonna try.
All
We're gonna
right.
try. Yes.
Well,
right.
Jeff, Jeff Hem, play-by-play voice of the Nashville Sounds. Enjoy. You said you're in Durham right now?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, enjoy Durham. Enjoy the rest of the season. We will definitely catch up before the end of the season to check in again. And when we make it down to Nashville, you will be the first to know. So thank you so much for jumping on the show.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Jeff Hem joining us on Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Tommy, I think we have a new best friend.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He's great.
Jeff is awesome. Yeah,
Yep.
and I had gotten his contact info through Sparky, so he knows him. And
Nice. Yep.
yeah, I mean, excited. Obviously, you know how much I love watching the prospect game right now too.
Yeah,
Nashville.
you are in.
Nashville is tough right now because it is not. If you're looking at the future, Nashville's not quite the place to look right now.
But that's not uncommon, not even for the Brewers, but around Major League Baseball.
Right.
If you have a very strong minor league system, it's very rarely at the AAA level. It's usually at AA and even more
but
at
it's
single
coming.
A.
It's also coming. Like it's ready to go in Nashville.
I wonder who skips Nashville. Like that's always, who
the
ends
top
up
guys
going
always go
straight
double A
for double A. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to watch. But they also get almost every rehab assignment.
Yep.
So they get, they had Woodruff for a number of starts this year, which is like that's fun for the fans also to be able to say, I saw Woodruff pitch at a AAA game where they're not necessarily getting autographs, but it seems like there's more access. Like
it's a lot closer and a lot more personal at those minor league parks too. That's why I said that when the Brewers were playing in Tampa or in the Steinbrenner Field, right? Like that looks like an awesome place to go watch a baseball game if you are just a pure baseball fan.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I love that. Now, I had a chance to go to Red Sox spring training this year, and that crew is actually talking about going to Arizona next year. I'm trying to get them to go. They want to go back to and so we'll see. But whether it's spring training or whether it's minor league, it's just like it's smaller, it's more intimate. It feels like you can, it's a different vibe than when you're in a stadium with 40,000, which is also awesome.
Correct.
Especially when Mizorowski's outdueling Skeens and Kershaw.
Yeah, anyone.
Like that is still amazing as well. We've got mishmash coming up. Whatever's on your mind, whatever's on Tommy's mind, I'm going to take the can opener and get into Tommy's brain and just see what's on his mind going into this awesome, awesome weekend we have coming with Harley Fest, with the Nationals in town before the All-Star break. And if we have time, we're going to play a little bit of Doc Rivers sound from the Summer League, just to hear what he had to say about Giannis if you missed it. This is the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the #1 network in Milwaukee. Again, our thanks to Jeff Hem for joining us on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. More of the Mason Crosby Show with me, Mitch Thunder Nelles, coming up next.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Oh, Rebecca Black. She's the best. She is the best. It is, right? It is Friday?
It is Friday.
I didn't mess that up.
This week felt really fast, right?
It was slow during the week, but I'm happy it got here.
Yesterday.
Well, it was weird just because, like, Mason was Monday through Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then, like, he basically signed off on Wednesday and it was like, oh, the week's over. We're done.
What a week.
Yeah.
What a week.
I worked so hard this week.
I hope, I can't wait to have my feet stuck in Bermuda grass.
Yes, and sand and all those things.
Yeah, weddings, love.
This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the #1 network in Milwaukee. Tommy Walsh and Mitch Nelles here with you. And having Jeff Hem on from the Nashville Sounds made me think, you know what's one thing I have not done? I've not been to many minor league baseball stadiums. Have you been to Appleton? I've not for a game. I've been to Appleton. I was on a couple years ago. I got like the VIP experience during the Donald Driver celebrity softball game, like before he turned it over to Jordan Love this year or whatever. And so Big Rumble and a friend of hers got to coach first base during an inning of the game, and I got to be on the field for a couple innings, and that was pretty cool. And I could see how that would be a fun place. But it was like the one that I've been to a number of times is the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. And it is a blast. It is really cool. You would love the hat store there.
Oh, yeah.
Because the hat game by the Shrimp, holy cow. It's like they have a different cap for every game.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
I have only ever been to Appleton and St. Paul. I don't believe I've been anywhere else, but that is obviously high A and then triple A, so I'm just missing double A out of that experience. I love it. I mean, I think they're great times. I think it's, again, just if you just enjoy the sport of baseball and really at those levels, like they know they're not drawing in obviously the best top talent yet because they are supposed to be getting people ready for where they are going to end up. So their mindset is really focused on fan experience at those games, and I think that's a really phenomenal part of low baseball or AAA, minor league baseball, summer ball, all the same deal. If you're just a fan of being outside and having a good time, like those are the perfect venues to go to.
414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Fan talking text line. 414-677-1250, the best minor league park you've ever been to. And the reason I brought this up, John in Bayside writes in and says, hey, that was good stuff. Truist Field in Charlotte is my favorite minor league park. Good size plus a great view of the skyline. Lots of local food and beers, too, which is always a plus for me.
I've heard that stadium is insane.
My
over
worry
there
would be it's almost too much like a major league stadium, though, because it is in Charlotte, which is Charlotte's become a major city. Like where the Sounds play looks small for a city of Nashville's size, but Nashville's exploded in size. Charlotte's already at that size, and Charlotte has been rumored since the 90s. I mean, Charlotte was supposed to get the Chicago White Sox in the early 90s.
Yeah, and it's a town that is very – I mean, North Carolina is a great baseball state. I mean, you're talking about – I know college baseball isn't necessarily got super popular across America, but you have – Wake Forest, who's always going to be in the market for great baseball success. UNC, NC State, who just won a national championship. Duke. Yeah, I mean, all of those schools.
But even schools like Elon and like other High Point, like they all have strong baseball
East Carolina, also a crazy baseball program, if you're familiar with it at all. But another one that puts all their investment really into their baseball program and is able to succeed with that. So it's a state that is itching for a Major League Baseball team. I am curious as to what the plans are with the Tampa Bay Rays ownership after that just sold, because
but it sounds like the guy who bought him is a Jacksonville guy. I don't think they're moving to Jacksonville.
I'm just shocked. More curious as to, if you're in the AL East, Charlotte's still in the AL East, that's the East
it still is. You're right.
And it could be something in play because it feels like now Vegas is going to get the team. That's what the MLB wanted, right?
Yes.
Get Vegas a team with the A's.
They broke ground, a couple weeks ago?
And now the next two cities that are going to get a team at some point, whether they expand or get a team relocating, it's going to be Charlotte and Nashville, the first two.
Yep. And speaking of Vegas, the Bucks Summer League is in Vegas right now, and Doc Rivers jumped on the broadcast last night to talk a little bit about the main man, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Brought up with Giannis, he thought I had lost my mind because he's already has the ball in his hands. But like having him bring it up every time, it eliminated. You know how the whole league right now, everybody's pressuring the ball. Nobody's pressuring Giannis.
No, nobody.
And so it allowed us, even against Indiana, to bring the ball up pressure free. You know, the most dangerous guy on our team had the ball already. And when you put shooting around that, and that's where the Gary Trents and A.J. Greens, like I think both of those guys are going to have breakout years for us. That's where that all came into play. So I want to pick up from that and build on it.
I'm a little torn on what he said there because, yes, Giannis already has the ball in his hand more than 50% of the time, bringing it up. And now, granted, when he was playing with Dame had the ball a lot in his hands. And with Ryan Rollins or KPJ, like, they're going to be the point guard. They're going to be on the court, but Giannis is going to be bringing the ball up. I do wonder if there comes a time when Giannis does get pressured 94 feet. When Giannis is bringing the ball up, and somebody like Aaron Nesmith just picks him up 94. Like, granted, Aaron Nesmith is 6'6", so Giannis can pass over him, but dribbling is not so easy when you're guarded by a younger or a smaller, quicker player. And Giannis is super quick. We get that, but he's still 6'11". Like, there's still, like, you still need time for your body to move in one direction or the other. And there are guys out there. I mean, I'd be interested, like, if I was Giannis, and this is really going to happen, I'd put Ajax in practice on Giannis every day and just have him play 94 feet. Because whatever issues we have with Jackson Jr. and his offense and court awareness, there's no doubt that he's got the dog in him when it comes to playing one-on-one defense.
My question for you, Mitch, is there have been two players in NBA history that have ever hit the 40% usage mark in a season. Giannis has had a season back in 22-23 where it was 38.5.
Okay.
The two highest seasons of all time were...
Hold on. Can I...
guess. Go ahead.
I got to guess James Harden.
James Harden is second in his 2018-19 season, had 40.3. The other one, very obvious as well, I think.
Is it Russell Westbrook?
It is Russell Westbrook, 41.5 in his 2016-17 season. So now, if the plan is to get Giannis to have the ball coming up the court every time he's on the court, I know he doesn't necessarily play the minutes that these guys played. Harden was playing 36 minutes a game, and Westbrook was playing 34 minutes a game. Giannis is a little more traditionally at the 30-minute mark. Do you think he can still get to a 40% usage rate? Because it feels like that is what's about to happen this season. It is give Giannis the ball. He's going to win MVP this year.
So I would think if this is really the plan with Giannis, I think he would fall just under it because of the minutes. Like you laid it out perfectly there, Tommy, about the usage rate, about the guys who've done it, about what Giannis's max is. But I think because he plays 4 to 5 minutes less a game than those other guys do, the usage rate ends up falling just under that 40% mark, but he's right on it. Like, he's straddling it all year, I think.
Giannis has 2 of the top 10 seasons in usage rate in NBA history.
As he should.
He has the 2 lowest minutes on that list as well, with 32.1, which compared to 0.2 less percent than Kobe Bryant's 41 minutes per game that year was like the same exact pace, right?
Good for Kobe.
And then he also has the lowest at 30.4 minutes a game. He had a 37.3% usage rate. Still.
Yeah, I could see that same minute, but ticking up like 2% on the usage rate, like being in the 39%.
Puts you really close to 40. Puts you really close.
I totally agree. But I think that even with that, either Rollins or KPJ are on the court. Like, and so there is another ball handler. It's not like he's playing the 1 and AJ Green's playing the 2 and Prince is playing the 3 and then Bobby and Miles Turner are playing. Like, I think when Giannis is out there as the point forward point guard, there's still a point guard on the court who, if he does get pressured, if he does get trapped, somebody else can handle the ball if they need to.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a healthy mix for Giannis too, but I do think that the plan is going to be he's got to have the ball more even.
Yep.
And they're going to make sure, I remember a couple weeks, maybe it was a week or two ago, Sparky and Charlie were talking about could he average a triple-double this season because of how much he's going to have the ball in his hand, it sounds like. And that is a triple-double season from Russell Westbrook that is at the top, in which he averaged 31, 10, and 10 when he had 41% usage rate. James Harden, when he had the 40.3, another guy who got a lot of triple-doubles, that was his 36-point-per-game season.
Okay.
So he only had 7.5 and 6.6 rebounds. But Giannis, I mean, he's going to be sniffing it, it sounds like. The goal almost is, hey, we're going to try to be the most successful team possible, but we're going to try to win Giannis another MVP.
Well, and if Giannis does it with 8 assists a game, like I don't need 10 assists a game. Like, if he's averaging, 32 and 13 and 8, I mean, that's an MVP season. Right.
Absolutely.
We will wrap things up. Tons going on in Milwaukee, as we mentioned. Quick shout out to the class Nicolay 95. It's their 30th anniversary this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm Nicolay 94. I'm a year older, but we got a tailgate going on tonight. Going to see a bunch of friends. Also, shout out to Mrs. Thunder and Big Rumble who are listening. They all wanted shout outs, so I promised them I'd give them shout outs.
And Q makes a good point here on the YouTube page here. Giannis bringing the ball up. How does Giannis bringing the ball up impact his wear and tear? Because it seems to me the guy with the ball gets beat up less because the defender can't play as physical when someone is dribbling.
So I think there's something to that. I think the Pacers have kind of showed that that's not exactly true.
Well, and James Harden was a free throw merchant that season too.
He was.
Yeah.
Do we really want Giannis to be a free throw merchant though?
No.
That's kind of the question there. But I do think he's not, if Giannis isn't running down and immediately banging with big guys because he's bringing the ball up, maybe it does help. I think it's a different wear and tear. Like when you're tasked with the mental of needing to run that offense, it is a little bit different. So I think we'll see it both ways. I think we'll see it'll be freeing a little bit, but they're also he's going to need to make the right pass and the right read every time down the court, which is more wear and tear as well. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the #1 network in Milwaukee. We'll wrap things up next. It's when it's raining and she screams. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the number one network in Milwaukee. I'm Mitch Nelles, a.k.a. Thunder. Mrs. Thunder writes in that the Asheville Tourists are supposed to be an awesome minor league experience. What current NFL quarterback, Tommy Wirtz, played for the Asheville Tourists?
Russell Wilson.
God, you're like, why do I even bother? Like,
was that good? Was that correct?
Too easy.
Oh, I just guessed.
Easy.
He was the only baseball guy I could think of.
Yeah, no, you nailed it. He played for the, which I believe is AA. I think he made it to AA. Maybe it's single A, but I think it's AA.
I'm gonna try something here, Mitch. So bear with me.
All right.
I just I want people to understand that this is where Mason Crosby is right now.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Did you just throw up a picture on our YouTube live stream at the Fan Milwaukee?
I did, and it's a picture from Mason, so I can't get in trouble for copyright from it at all.
Like Mason Crosby literally took that picture and sent it to us this morning.
Look at that water.
This morning or last night?
This morning. Yeah. I mean, it looks like Cudahy. I mean, might as well just go to Cudahy if you ever want to see something like that.
I mean, you just honestly, you just go on a roof on Packard Ave and just look to the lake.
That might be at the top of ATI Laddish right there. You might be at the top right there.
So my buddies who went to Homestead are now mad at me on the text thread that I gave a shout out to Nicolay 95 and not Homestead 95. Yeah, that's right, Homestead. No shout out for you. Hell to the nay for Homestead. I'm a Nicolay guy. I live in Whitefish Bay. There's no love for Homestead. Come on, people. You need to know your role and shut your mouths, as our friend Dwayne Johnson would say. Leadoff show today. I know you're excited for it.
6 o'clock.
Yep, 6 to 7 right here on the Fan. We got a weekend full of baseball. The Nationals are in town. Quinn Priester on the mound tonight. Woody, Brandon Woodruff tomorrow. Big Woo and Freddie Peralta will round things up. I'm not saying it sounds like a sweep, but it sure sounds like a sweep to me, Tommy.
No big deal.
No big deal. Tommy, great weekend. Have a good one. Remember, it's Harley Fest out there, so wave to all of our friends who are visiting us from around the country. Harley riders, spend your money. Go home Sunday night and Monday. Go home healthy. Everybody stay healthy out there this weekend. Have a great weekend, everyone. And remember, you can find all of our audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, whenever works for you. Just search The Mason Crosby Show. Have a great weekend, everybody. Deuces.